Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here for the official launch of BMW Motorrad at Peak Powersports Barrie as they partner with BMW Motorrad Canada. It has been heartwarming to see the amazing growth of Peak Powersports over the last 10 to 12 years, from that small powersports store in Burlington, Ontario, to here in 2018, two state-of-the-art giant powersport facilities. The addition of BMW is the start of another great chapter in the history of Peak Powersports, and truly a win-win for BMW and the motorcycle community in Central Ontario. One of the reasons that Peak Powersports is now carrying BMW motorcycles to cut down on the distance you have to travel to get to your local BMW retailer. We also have Ron Moffat, who will be joining the folks here at Peak Powersports. He is a master BMW technician, well known and respected in the business, and BMW customers know that when they bring their motorcycle here, it will be well taken care of by the master. He officially starts on February 27th. And if you want to put your BMW motorcycle in for service to get it ready for the riding season ahead, you can do that starting on March the 1st. So I'm going to hand all of our great Peak Powersports and BMW folks. Right now I'm going to ask Nathan, Tyler Donnelly, and Chris Duff to join us here at the front. And we're going to talk a little bit about Peak Powersports and BMW motorcycles. Gentlemen, if you would. Nathan, we're going to start with you, and this is the first time that you ventured outside of Polaris Industries products, and tell us how long this was in the works and when this opportunity came up, and did you think it was the brand to really complement what you already have here at Peak Powersports Barrie?
So this has been in the works with BMW since just after the motorcycle show last year. Tyler reached out actually to Bruno, came into the store, I would guess March or April. Tyler and I met in May. So the better part of 8 or 9 months. One of the biggest reasons we went with another partner is we lost a partner with part of Polaris Motorcycles going down in Victory. We were looking at a bunch of brands, and BMW was, the easy fit. The premium brand really went with what we're trying to go after with our premium locations, and a great gateway to the north for us here. So,
did the physical location of the store here really on the gateway to Muskoka and Halliburton and all that, was that a contributing factor given the fabulous lineup of adventure sport motorcycles in the BMW lineup?
So we're excited about Barrie as a location for all our brands. I don't know that Muskoka or the North was specific to BMW. BMW was really about BMW and what BMW brought to the table. Barrie happened to be a great avenue for BMW as well, but it was really about BMW itself, not about as much the location.
Tyler, traveling all across Canada, looking for dealer opportunities for BMW Motorrad Canada. BMW Barrie is number 22, so it's not like you've got hundreds of dealers. You want to be very selective. What about Peak Powersports said to you that this was the right place at the right time to put the BMW product here on the floor?
Well, Pat, to be honest, Barrie's been an open point for a number of years for BMW, and to be fair, the offerings within Barrie aren't all that exceptional. So Pete moved into town, and obviously I came into the store. I liked what I saw. You can tell that they're used to dealing with a premium brand with Indian, so it was a really good fit. We had a sit down with Nathan and Ryan. We had fantastic conversation. We were very honest, very blunt, and after that was said and done, we started the process because we felt that BMW Motorrad and Peak were a good fit, and Barrie's the perfect location for it. So it was just a long time coming.
Okay, so you may say they piqued your interest.
Exactly.
Okay, we're going to turn it over to Chris Duff. And Chris, you've been with BMW Motorrad Canada for a long time. I can remember in the days where the BMW product offering was somewhat limited, but just looking at the poster here, you're up to like 24 different models and variations with colors and accessories and so forth. Take us through that sort of evolution from a fairly restricted product line to a product line where, regardless of what kind of riding you want to do, BMW's got a motorcycle to fit.
Yeah, so I just celebrated my 15th anniversary with BMW Motorrad, so seeing the evolution has been really quite impressive. Since 2003, we've barely been on a model offensive of just introducing new bikes, new segments, and that type of thing. So if you want to ride off-road, we have a bike for you. If you want to tour and interstate, we've got bikes for you. And if you want to go racetrack and dominate the sports scene, we've got that bike as well. So we pretty much offer motorcycles in every segment of the industry for people that, from beginners to advanced to people that just want to go for day trips to around the world tours. We've got everything covered now.
Tyler, back to you. You've worked for another unnamed motorcycle OEM. What about the BMW culture and your community of dealers that really makes it satisfying for you? Chris has been there 15 years. You've been there a little bit less than that, I think, but that's got to be a big culture change from where you were before.
Coming from the previous manufacturer, the biggest difference is the product, the advancements that they make. BMW sets the benchmark. When they enter a segment, it's typically they enter at the top of the segment. And then everybody now strives to be BMW, even though they may not have been the first one into that segment. The other is just, the brand, it's premium. BMW is all about being profitable for our retailer network, etc. So we don't put our dealers on top of one another. We stretch them out so that everybody has a fair market territory and everybody can come out ahead of the game.
Nathan, you got a pretty big territory here, from Barrie north and south, really right into the north end of Toronto. That's a big market area. You're, of course, the lone Indian motorcycle dealer. How did you look at those two brands rather than competing with each other, really complementing each other, looking at the two customer bases?
So we looked at, a great example is Clinton. Clinton, how far away from here do you live?
5 minutes.
How many times have you been to my store?
This is the first time.
Right, so we're getting a different customer, right? It's not just about the big American V-twin heritage play. It's about, to Tyler's point, it's about innovation. It's about some adventure. It complements what we do. We might have some crossover in competition on a bagger or some touring, but it's going to bring in a different customer, which is exciting to us.
What's impressed you about just getting the product knowledge and looking at some of the technology that's engineered into the BMW bikes?
New features and benefits. The ability to have a motorcycle on a hill and its brakes hold you. Try to do that on a big American V-twin, it does not work. Right, so some of the bikes can do that. The technology that BMW brings is chased by everybody else.
Obviously, being in the dealer development program, you've got to answer to the folks ahead of you in terms of sales. What are we looking at here? 200, 300, 1,000 units? How high is the bar here for what Peak Powersports going to do? And we don't want you lowballing.
How about yes to all the above?
Okay.
So to be fair, they have a very reasonable target in the first year, but we feel the growth for Barrie is exponential. As you mentioned earlier, it's the gateway to Northern Ontario. There's a lot of potential customers in Northern Ontario that don't want to head down to the city, but are more than comfortable with coming to Barrie. There's already a lot of that happening now with other circumstances that, Barrie's the next way down. So Barrie's the stopping point, so it's a perfect location to start a BMW Motorrad dealership.
Over to Chris. What is the philosophy in terms of building that bond and connection with your BMW customer, who ultimately become your best salespeople?
you know, a lot of our customers, they join a community, right? And we as a corporate entity try to give our customers the opportunity to ride, use their bikes, but also become brand ambassadors. You know, they get the bikes, they love the bikes. You know, they don't typically get rid of them. They just add to the staple. But you know, it's all about getting people riding. And sometimes it doesn't matter what they ride as long as they do ride. But once they get onto our product and they see the features and experience the technology that's built into them, then they themselves sell to all their friends and families and, you know, and so on down the list, right? But just trying to get people out and experiencing the product and just enjoying motorcycling in general. I mean, that's why we've got the whole tagline, Make Life a Ride. And that's just about, you know, getting out and really, you know, feeling the wind through your hair or what's left of the hair and everything else, right? So, but no, in all seriousness, it's like I said, sometimes it doesn't matter what they ride as long as they get out and ride and, you know, keep the industry alive, right?
We're going to sort of wrap it up here with maybe your thoughts and philosophy. You started there in Burlington, Ontario. Did you think almost 12 years later, you'd be sitting here with a fabulous team behind you, launching BMW in the second of two giant Peak Powersports facilities? Did you think that could happen? Because for an ex-football player, hell, this is like winning the Super Bowl.
It is, but it costs a bit more probably. I'm sure you paid for the Super Bowl. I don't know about this. So no, I didn't. And I'll say Gary and I, you know, from a 5,000 square foot facility to two 12,000 square foot facilities with lots of extra storage, we've come a long way. Sometimes I think 12 years was just yesterday, and sometimes it feels like it was a life ago. Super excited. I mean, we have been a Polaris dealer, you know, with the motorcycles as well for 12 years. It's been awesome. But BMW it's a global brand, right? I've got a BMW logo on my shirt, first time in 12 years, and that's exciting. So to come from what we started with Victory Motorcycles to having two great brands, Polaris with the off-road as well being a great brand for us, we're super excited. And I wanted to just touch on a question you asked, Chris, and Clinton, you're a great example of it. I think other than Harley-Davidson, everybody else, and I'll say this from an Indian motorcycle standpoint, everybody's trying to go after that community, right? We've got an Indian motorcycle riders group that we're trying to build. These guys who've been doing this for a long time have already built it. We are coming into that, and they're approaching us, hey, I've got this group of 500 people who follow me, can we do something together? That's a no-brainer. Absolutely want to do something together, especially in the Barrie market where it's truly a family market. That excites us because what we've done in the past is try to build these communities, and it's slow and steady. So to jump into these communities and take advantage and work together with these guys would be awesome.
Well, you played competitive football. You've got to build a winning team to get to that Super Bowl, if we could use that metaphor. And I know Lori is going to be a great general manager here supporting you. And of course, Gary, the motocross madman, I think he's slowed down a little bit now. And Bruno and Ryan and Teresa and all of the Peak Powersports team. I mean, I've been in the advertising marketing business, and when I walk into a dealership, I can feel the energy and the commitment of the customer care, and that's certainly been there for Peak Powersports from that first dealership in Burlington to the two big Powersports. So I think this isn't a marriage ceremony, but if there's a motorcycle marriage, it's BMW and Peak Powersports. We wish you all the best as you work together here in the Barrie and Central Ontario market.